All right, guys, today we are back in the California desert. We got word that there are some pictographs somewhere out here amongst this massive jumble of rocks. Part of the fun of these kind of adventures is not knowing exactly where you're going. Of course, if you do find what you're looking for, the adventure becomes that much more satisfying. For thousands of years, the Kumeyaay lived amongst these boulders and found sustenance in the land. Signs of their habitation lie in the area's subtle artifacts, and as we'll find out today, we can all play a role in helping to protect and therefore preserve this crucial part of California history. Here are some good examples of how the indigenous people here used the local materials, particularly rocks. This stone right here is quartz and is quite sharp. This piece may have been fashioned into a cutting tool from a larger piece. This right here, you can see it's also pretty sharp and it's been kind of honed down to make these sharp edges. And then here you have some potsherds that were broken off from what was once a larger pot. The area feels like a natural fortress. A trail leads into the boulders and to the hilltop, where the views of the surrounding valley are expansive. It's easy to imagine hunters hiding behind this blind, or a family beneath this boulder sheltering from the rain. Alright guys, we have come upon some rock shelters, and I think that our exploration here is going to lead to something a little bit fruitful. Let's go take a look inside at this spot behind me. Before we do that, I wanted to show you something that I found that was laying here, right here on the rock. Pretty sure this is a mono or a hand tool used to grind. This is just laying here. Of course, I'm going to leave it as well. You can see how well it fits into my hand here. Sure looks like one. Let's go take a look in the cave. Wow, look at this spot. Incredible. Entering the cave felt like taking a step back in time, and it's easy to feel the presence of its ancient inhabitants. Even if no one was in here painting, this is a really cool spot just to hang out in. But we're going to look around a little bit and see what we find. This is kind of cool here. Check out all these dimples that someone had obviously carved. These are not natural indentations on this rock face. I'd never before seen rocks ground into these formations, and my first guess was that these shapes were the result of individuals rounding out their tools. However, upon further research, it seems that their function may be less obvious, from fertility rituals to puberty rites. Rather than being merely places of habitation, one gets a strong sense that the caves here most likely served a greater supernatural purpose. And if we look up here, it's going to be really hard to see, but there are some really old pictographs. The lines have really faded. What a perfect rock shelter, though, to hang out under. This pictograph appears to align with the four directions and may have been used as a solar calendar or map. Alright, this place is really wild. This is like the foyer, and then back here seems like it might have been the area where they did some cooking, so I'm going to go back in there and take a look around. Whoa. According to an article in the Journal of California and Great Basin Anthropology, there are numerous accounts of California Indian shamans entering the supernatural through cracks or doors in the rock. The rock embodies the spirit world and the spirits that inhabit it. Oh, wow. As you can see right there, another couple of pictographs. Oh, wow. This one here looks like maybe a dog with long ears. And over here, what is that? Almost some kind of like anthropomorph Oh, look at this one. Look at that hand. That's been outlined in soot. Wow. Wow, this place is really cool. You can see other traces of pictographs as well. That's really interesting. Looks like there's another hand right there. The individuals who lived here clearly used fire, as evidenced by the charred back wall. One can only imagine how long it would have taken to use smoke to make these ghostly images, and how significant that act must have been. Really cool place. That was really cool. And then over here you have a big old rat's nest. We're going to steer clear of that because who knows what kind of viruses we would kick up if we breathe that stuff in. Wow, look at this. There could be some ancient midden in here from when people lived here. Really wild. Oh, man. Oh, and then some idiots came in here and vandalized. Why do people do that? Unfortunately, a quick internet search proves that vandalism at cultural sites is not uncommon. From the days of the pioneers until now, modern visitors have been carelessly etching or painting names or other signifiers, unaware of the importance of these sites. So I want to show you more of this stupidity here. What is it that draws people to plan to come out here to bring their paint or their spray paint? Oh man, I don't get it. Why do people do this? Check this out. You can see some graffiti that's clearly been covered over, thankfully. That's really messed up though. Look at this. Some more graffiti. What the hell is wrong with people? And over here you can see there's additional morteros, several of them. So the people who are living here probably came out on a cool sunny morning and did their grinding and then headed back inside of the cave when the day got warm. Cave here that we're at, we found this cutting tool here. You can see on this side that it's been worked, and on the sides you can see how sharp it is, but definitely an ancient cutting tool. Alright guys, this has been a really cool find after a day when we didn't think we were going to really find what we were originally looking for. So we're going to take off and head out of this amazing rock shelter with this amazing history and head back into the world. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Artistic Off-Road. We'll see you next time.